There's a kind of sadness I want to talk about, and I think a lot of you already know exactly which one I mean. It happens in the driveway. The engine clicks off. The keys are still in your hand. Your house is right there, 30 feet away. The lights are on inside. Someone is home. Dinner is probably almost ready, and you cannot, for reasons that make no sense, get out of the car. Nothing is wrong. The bills are paid. Nobody is dying. Your job is fine. Your kids are fine. Your partner is fine. You are, by every reasonable measure, a person whose life is working. And yet there is a weight on your chest right now that does not match any of that, and a small voice in the back of your head saying what is wrong with you. You have no right to feel this way. That voice is the part I want to push back on. Because the longer I've watched this specific moment in people, the more I've come to think the popular explanations for it are wrong. The standard advice when this hits is gratitude. Count your blessings. Look at what you have. I find that a little insulting, honestly, because it assumes the sadness is the problem. I don't think it is. I think the sadness is information, and the information is more accurate than the gratitude advice gives it credit for. Here's where I keep landing. We live in a culture that quietly trains you to be excellent at hiding effort. You're supposed to make it look easy. The job, the parenting, the marriage, the financial spreadsheet, the keeping up with everything. You're supposed to keep your tone bright in the work meeting even though you slept badly. You're supposed to be the one who doesn't make a fuss. You're supposed to manage everyone else's mood while quietly putting your own in a drawer to deal with later. And what most people don't realize is that later never comes for free. There is no later. There is only a body that started keeping a tab the first time you said you were fine when you weren't, and has been adding to that tab every day since. Let me show you what I mean. You're at the office. It's 11 a.m. Your boss says something dismissive in a meeting. You feel a small flush of heat in your face, the kind that means a feeling is trying to land. You smile. You move on. You write the follow-up email. You don't think about it again, except your shoulders are now an inch higher than they were before the meeting, and they don't come back down for the rest of the day. Or you're in the kitchen. Your partner asks where the thing is. You know where the thing is. You also know it's the third time today they've asked you where something is, and that you've been quietly running the inventory of your shared life in your head while they read on the couch. You say it's in the drawer in a perfectly neutral voice. You don't say the rest. Or it's a Sunday afternoon. Your mother calls. The conversation is fine. The conversation is always fine. But 20 minutes after you hang up, you realize you've been standing at the kitchen sink doing nothing for 10 minutes, and you can't quite remember what you were going to do next. These are not big things. That's the whole point. None of them on their own is worth crying about. None of them on their own is even worth mentioning. But each one of them is a small charge on a tab nobody is keeping but your body. And your body has been keeping it with perfect accuracy. This is what I think the driveway is, actually. The driveway is the moment the bill arrives. I held this differently for a long time. I used to think that kind of out-of-nowhere sadness was a sign that something was secretly wrong, some hidden trauma, some buried grief, some dramatic source I just hadn't located yet. I'm less sure of that now. The frame I've come to trust, and I'm holding it loosely, is that for a lot of people, there is no hidden source. The source is the thousand small, uncounted things, and the body is finally insisting that they count. You are not sad for no reason. You are sad because you have been spending all day, every day, holding a shape, and the shape is heavier than the world is letting you say it is. That last sentence is the one I want you to read twice, because I think a lot of people who recognize themselves in this are walking around with a real, accurate, legitimate exhaustion that the world has refused to give them permission to feel. Let me try to explain why the driveway specifically. All day there are people, There are tasks. There are inputs. The pressure is constant, and constant pressure has a strange effect. It actually keeps the feelings down, the way a heavy lid keeps a pot from boiling over. You don't feel the weight while you're inside it. You feel it the second the pressure lifts. The driveway is the first moment in your day with no input, no meeting, no screen, no demand, no one asking. Just you, the steering wheel, the dim light from the dashboard, and a body that has been waiting since 7:30 a.m. for 10 seconds of quiet to finally tell you what the day actually cost. The crying that wants to come and won't, the heaviness in the chest, the sudden inexplicable grief, that's the bill, not a malfunction. An honest, well-documented bill from a body that has been doing the math while you weren't looking. Here's the part I want to spend the most care on, because I think it's where the real loss lives. The cost isn't even the day itself. The cost is the years you've spent treating that driveway feeling as evidence of something wrong with you. The years you've spent looking at the lit windows of your house and thinking, get it together. What do you have to be sad about? Other people have real problems. The years you've spent making yourself smaller in your own car so you'd be presentable when you walk through the door. There's a version of you that, for the past several years, has only been alive for about 3 minutes a day, in a parked car in the dark, and even then you've been telling her to be quiet. I don't think that version of you is broken. I think she's been remarkably patient with you. So here's what I'd offer, gently. The next time you find yourself sitting in the driveway with a heavy chest and no clear reason for it, try, for 30 seconds, to not call it a malfunction. Try calling it an arrival. Something honest about the day finally caught up with you, and it caught you in the only quiet place it could. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to explain it to anyone. You don't have to walk in the door pretending nothing happened. You can sit there for 3 more minutes. The dinner can wait. The lit windows will still be lit. The people behind them will still love you in 3 minutes. If there's somebody in your life who keeps sitting in the car a little too long before coming inside, try not to read it as something wrong. They aren't avoiding you. They're paying a bill they only get one quiet moment a day to pay. You'll probably still find yourself in that driveway tomorrow. Not because you didn't understand any of this, because understanding and unburdening do not move at the same speed. But I keep wondering what would happen if you stopped reading the heaviness as a flaw and started reading it as a body that has been telling the truth about your life all along. What are you carrying that you've never let yourself look at directly? The engine is off. You don't have to carry it inside.